Good afternoon, YouTube. Today is Friday, August the 7th, 12:18 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please forgive the horrible angle of this video, but still in the not legally mobile smoking lounge. Still taken apart, so it's the best I can do right now. Smoking my Moretti, big old chunky, and big and burly. And this is a video reply to Jess Piping, who's having a contest. So first of all, congratulations on 1,000 subscribers. Very nice. That's a big milestone. So real happy for you there. And Jess is asking for us to tell a story or talk about our most memorable or our favorite vehicle. Now, I've only had 3 vehicles in my life. That's not true. Now that I've got the Explorer, 4 vehicles. And I honestly think my favorite, it's hard to tell, because I don't really have an emotional connection to any of them. They're vehicles. So I think my favorite is still probably the first one, though, just because I was really proud of the fact that I bought my first car with my own money that I had saved. My dad told me when I started high school that if I were to graduate high school with a 4.0 or better grade point average, he would buy me a vehicle upon graduation. And I did that, and he did. But that first car, that was mine. I bought that with money I had saved up from birthdays and Christmases and working summers and stuff like that. And it was a 1996, like, teal, blue-green, weird color Nissan Sentra. Just a little go-kart putter of a car. But, buddy, it was mine. I used to fill that thing up for under $20 from dead empty. It didn't have much get up and go, but it was a great car. I loved that car. I really did. I remember, too, it was so funny because the car was not safe. The car was, structurally, because it was in fine condition, but I was a bad driver when I was a kid. Don't get me wrong, I don't have tickets or accidents on my record because, well, no, it would have fallen off by now. It's been a long time. I only received 1 ticket ever. But I still wasn't a good driver. So I'm going down the road, coming back from one of my older brother's houses, and this is up in Knoxville. And I'm going around the corner. Yeah, to my left. And looking down at my radio like an idiot. And I look up, and there's a car stopped turning left. So I swerve off to the right and hit the guardrail. Literally totals the car. The police don't even bother coming out because there's not a scratch on the guardrail. The car crumpled like aluminum foil. It was funny. I loved that car, though. We got it fixed. Insurance offered me a chunk of money to get it fixed. I was able to get it fixed for like half of that. It was, yeah, I love that car. And then, so that's technically my answer. That's my favorite car. But to just talk about the one that I got at graduation, which technically spring break of my senior year, I wanted to go to Florida, and my dad wasn't super confident in the Centra's ability to make it all the way and back, so he was confident I was going to graduate with my 4.0, because I ended up graduating with a 4.25. So he went ahead and got it, and he got I forget the year, 2005, I think, Chevy Colorado, little 4-door truck. Oh, I did like that truck. But the reason I say I was a bad driver is because I wrecked that truck, and that was the one ticket I've gotten. I wrecked that truck coming back from college one night. Again, it had been raining. Cresting a hill on Chapman Highway, there's a Walgreens pharmacy on the right. The person in front of the person in front of me was turning into the Walgreens, and the person in front had stopped because they were taking their time turning in. And I, like a frickin' even bigger idiot, was sending a text like a dummy. And I looked up and just... Luckily, I didn't get hurt, and neither did the guy in front of me was in a Nissan Titan. That truck didn't... I mean, I think there might have been a scratch on the bumper. And I know that insurance and everybody always says, never admit fault. Well, I did. That officer got there after the wreck happened, and he was asking me what happened. I was like, that is 100% my fault. I looked down. I was texting like an idiot. I looked up. I hit him. My fault, 100%. And because I was honest and forthcoming, they only gave me a ticket for following too closely, I think is what it was, when it could have been like reckless endangerment. So that was nice. The only other time that I could have gotten a ticket, and this isn't about a vehicle anymore, this is just tickets now, I guess. I'm rambling. We used to go every Thanksgiving to a timeshare in Fontana Village, North Carolina. And if you've ever driven from Knoxville to Fontana Village, or over a particular section of road known as the Tail of the Dragon, there's 318 curves and 11 miles. Big motorcycle spot. People love taking their little crotch rockets up there and zooming around the corners. In a vehicle, you can't zoom as easily, obviously. So I was on my way back home, had just come out of that stretch of going crazy slow for so long, and right when you get to the bottom, you get next to the river, very small river at that point, but still. And it's just flat and straight, and I was doing 67 and a 35. And I'm going down the road, and I see a car coming at me, and it's not until he gets about almost side by side when I see the markings on the side. And it's not unmarked, but it just didn't have the sirens on top, so I didn't recognize it from way up there. And I was pulled off onto the side of the road before he ever completed his U-turn. I was like, yeah, he got me. But because I pulled over, knew I was caught, didn't try and run, I said, yes sir, no sir, please, thank you, all that stuff. He just gave me a warning. It could have been a lot worse. So, since those two incidents, I have become a much better driver, I think. Or I'm just a lot luckier, maybe. I don't know. I don't text and drive anymore, and I almost never listen to the radio. I'm just not a big music person. Anyways, that was a lot of rambling. Jess, congratulations on your 1,000 subscribers. My car was the 96 Nissan Sentra. I love that thing. And I hope everybody has a great weekend. We'll talk to you next time.